How are you today? It's Wellness Wednesday. Did you miss me last week? Well, I was off downtown Vancouver getting my hair done. Well into the evening. It was a good time. So I thought it's time to get back into the rhythm of Wellness Wednesday. So if you're here, say hello. Let me know how your day is going. What's going on with you? What's it like in your part of the world? Is it sunny? It's sunny here. It was a little up in the air, typical BC, wait 5 minutes, the weather changes, and it's all good. So tonight I thought I would talk about the three, let me get that other one up. Three, three telltale signs that you need to ground your energy or you need to be more grounded. Um, First of all, do you even know what being grounded means? I know as a kid, I didn't want to be grounded, but it's not the same thing. It just means your energy is not in alignment. You're not centered. You're not focused and in the here and now. And I know when you meditate, you can definitely feel grounded and still be uplifted, and that's totally great. But what I'm talking about are just three telltale signs. And, one of them is physical, the other is emotional, and the third one is mental. So there's three different ways. And mind you, there are gobs of ways for us to not feel grounded. But these are just things that kind of happen in our everyday life. And we don't think anything of it. We just think that this is the way life is, right? So let me know who's here. Say hi. Do you know what it's like to be grounded? Do you know what it's like to not be grounded? Hey, Sabrina, good to see ya. Thanks for being here. So do you know what it's like to feel grounded? Hands up. I do. And hands up if you know what it's like to not be grounded. Again, me, definitely. So there are three everyday normal telltale signs. So the first one is physical. The first one, hey Christina, good evening to you too. Both, yeah. So yeah, know what it's like and know what it's like to not be grounded. Yeah. So the first one is physical. How a telltale sign is, and all of these are alliterations of the letter C. So the first C is klutzy. You're klutzy. You can't walk without tripping. You knock things over. You fumble around. And that is a telltale sign that you're not grounded. And it can show up in the way that you're not just focused, and grounded can be another word for being focused. And you're not grounded, you're not focused on what you're doing. Your mind is off doing this while your body is off doing that. And somewhere things get lost in translation. And then the body's like, okay, you've got to follow me because I'm in this physical three-dimensional world. I don't care what's going on in your head. I'm in this three-dimensional world. And there are things that are solid matter here, like things we can stub our toe on, things that we can knock over when we're not paying attention. I'm klutzy. Yeah. So and we have moments of being klutzy, but really when you think about it, the next time you are, think about, okay, am I being fully present in the now, moving my body, my physical aspect through the world? Am I paying attention to that? Am I focused on that? Because if not, maybe you're not grounded. So how do you ground? Well, it's like I just said, I kind of gave it away. It's being present. It's being focused on, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm walking, I'm moving around. I'm aware of my spatial availability, that sort of thing. It's really simple and everyday, right? So the next telltale sign, this is something that's emotional, and again, it's a C. It's when we get cranky. Who here's ever cranky? And often It's a sign that we have not grounded energy, whether it's emotional energy that we've just been, so go, go, go in our minds. Maybe I'm just talking about me. I haven't had the opportunity to do the few little tiny things in my day that I really wanted to do, whether it's reading a book or, sitting, my new thing, getting on the yoga mat, which I haven't done today. So I'm a little cranky about it. So, and when you get cranky, your energy isn't aligned and grounded. You're not allowing, and I'm not blaming, but the energy is not allowed to ground and dissipate. We keep it up here in our mind and in our heart. And we're like, okay, I'm not working through this. And all we do is we kind of focus on what's not working, right? Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Christina, I do self-talk when I am. It's a great way to slow down a bit. Yeah. And that way you don't, you release that disconnect from your body. Yeah. Taking a walk is awesome. Looking at the trees and the flowers on the way, connecting to nature makes me feel so grounded. Yeah. It's pretty hard to be klutzy when you feel grounded, right? And as far as the emotion and feet, and one of that telltale sign of not being grounded is being cranky, we need to deal with our emotions, just like we have to deal with a three-dimensional world and deal with walking past that coffee table and without stubbing our toe on it. We need to do that emotionally as well and address what we're feeling and find a way throughout our day. If you're working in an office or wherever, and you can't always just kind of, deal with your feelings, but you can energetically. You can maybe focus on where that shows up in your body and just say, okay, let's just kind of ground that off with some deep breaths. Even just slowing down can really help you to find that inner space, right? Yes, punching a pillow. Yes, what the pillow ever did to us, we don't know, but it can take it. Yeah, it's finding a way. Yeah, meditation. Yeah, all sorts of ways that you can work around it. But here's the thing, and this is why I'm bringing this up, these telltale signs, being klutzy, who would think that you're not grounded, right? But now you're aware of it. And who would think that if you're feeling cranky that you're not grounded? You're just thinking about, well, this didn't work out today. I'm feeling kind of But when you think about, well, it's all energy, that when I ground, it can take the edge off a little bit. It can smooth off that roughness a little bit while you're in the midst of whatever you're dealing with. And your awareness is like, yes, I could ground some of this emotional energy. Then you're able to stand in your power more fully for the duration of however long you've got to be in that energy. And then when you get home, the self-care thing is definitely ground. Definitely. And I have a tip for that too. Like, I know people like to take baths and this and that. If you're really stressed out, like this is me, maybe I'm just reading too much into energy for myself. I can't, if I'm super stressed out, I would be better having a shower, knowing that all that energy is draining down the drain, not sitting soaking in it, right? So if you like to have tub time, maybe quickly shower your energy off first and then fill the tub. And trust me, that will feel so much better than sitting in all of that energy and emotion that you've placed into the water with you. All right, so the third telltale sign, so we've talked about the physical, we've talked about the emotional, and now we talk about the mental. And the third telltale sign is C for confusion. When we are confused, when we don't have clarity, when we're just kind of stuck mentally, that's a sign that we're not grounded. And when we can ground ourselves, it allows us to then be centered, focused, aligned, and able to come up with whatever it is, that thought, that answer, that idea, the thing we need to say. And it can happen in a millisecond too. Just in that time, it took me to just pause there, inwardly grounding, come up with the next thing that I want to say, for example. So those are perfect ways for you to understand that everything is energy, whether you're feeling it physically, emotionally, or mentally, it's all energy. And it makes it so much more pliable when you can see it from that point of view. And it allows you to feel more proactive, going, oh, it's energy. I got this. I can deal with that. Right? All right, Christina. I woke up in a funk, then sadness, missing my brother, many intense emotions, and I just let it roll. Just wanting to relax after today, but it does feel grounded. Good. Good. Yeah. And that's reality, right? We wake up in a funk. We have these things that we've pushed aside for as long as we can, and then when we're in a vulnerable moment or, unshielded moment, the stuff comes in going, oh, now you can deal with it. And you're like, no, I don't want to deal with it now. That's all energy. And when we're aware of it, that is half the battle, is awareness. And we have total dominion over our own energy, and we can allow our energy to be shifted and changed depending on the moment, right? So those are the 3 telltale signs. Who here has had any of those things? Who's ever felt klutzy? Who's ever been cranky? And who's ever been confused? Because I know I've had all 3 probably all at the same time. And to just know that when you ground your energy, yes, it's not going to miraculously change your life, but it's going to allow you to be in a state that you can deal with things much easier, healthier, and with the support you need. I hope that was helpful for you. Sabrina, all those ways are all energy. Yeah. We can all do hard things. We can handle anything. Let it go and go with the flow. Yes. And we can handle anything. Maybe not in that moment, but there is a moment somewhere down the line that we can definitely feel everything. All 3, klutzy, cranky, and confused. Yeah. I know. Good alliteration, eh? And those are the real fun days, right? But knowing that they're all energy, is that helpful to you? Does that kind of put things into perspective a little bit? That it's not you against the big bad world, but that you have some tools now to understand that it's just energy, and energy is moving. Even if it feels stuck or stagnant, eventually it will move because you have that mindset and that shift toward it. You're very welcome. We have a me too. Yeah, definitely. Well, I hope that was really helpful for you. Does anyone have any questions or anything, you need support on, with the topic at hand? Because sometimes there's never a good time for these things to happen to us. They happen at a time where we haven't been able to regularly manage our energy. And I find that the more we are in flow with our energy, and go with me on this, and I know you've probably felt this, is that when you had a really long stretch of good days, you've been doing things in those days that make you feel uplifted and happy, or make you release, the heavier energy on a more regular basis, right? And when you do that, you stay in that higher vibration for longer. And if you do get into those little, dips that cause your energy to not be fully grounded, it doesn't take much to get back up because you have that consistent flow. All right. And one of the things is having that accountability for yourself to make sure you do the self-care that you need to do, whatever it is that lights you up, all right? Whether it's meditating, whether it's yoga, or reading a book, or spending time in nature. We don't want to wait until we need it, right? We don't have to wait until we need it. We want to do that on the regular. It's like rewarding ourselves for being happy instead of waiting until we're not happy and fixing it with a Band-Aid, right? It feels so much better to wave that wand, ding, you deserve a good day today, as opposed to you're having a crappy day, have a Band-Aid, which feels better. So, excuse me. So hopefully that's motivation for you to do things when you're feeling good and being proactive and getting things done energetically. So it allows you to be fully in alignment with your beautiful life, because life is beautiful. It's precious. You're very welcome. I'm glad it was timely. I do need to implement more self-care. Good reminder. Yes, and you have the opportunity to it. You can. You have the choice. Definitely have the choice. So thank you. I hope it was helpful.